Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Day 318 of the Worldwide Megacrisis Hungerstrike to save your beautiful lives. And I just want to say, waking up to all these wonderful messages here on Easter weekend. Easter is here, and I say to all my Christians that this is an important time to ground yourself, be grateful, and help us do the work to save not just the material lives around the world in this mega crisis, but also the soulful lives. Okay, we are this new type of spirit where we're purifying the content of the power of the word in a scientific way. So whether you're artistic, religious, philosophical, or scientific, the meaning of life is taking on a new form because as AI replaces us, you guys know, it's creating a meaning crisis. But a lot of the wifeys are messaging now. Thank you for sharing the stream. As you guys know, I'm being shadow banned. Lots of people want to see what I'm doing. I have people staying up with me till 2 in the morning now, which is interesting. Something is changing, but I'm being shadow banned, and thank you for getting the word out there in the real way. I'm not paying, I'm not using algorithms. All the funds are going towards hiring the poor and the exploited. But your compliments, somebody called me beautiful despite the ragtaginess, and you know, I'm down here with the poor. I was literally unmatting my hair yesterday because it was starting to mat, and if it mats too much, you have to cut it off, and I don't want to have bald spots, then I'll really look a little bit too off. But thank you for saying that, and you too are beautiful for engaging in this movement, especially when it's so pure. There'll be a lot of pain that we have to take on. It'll get all twisted, but so far so good. So I will try and make it to the wifey update by the end of this video. I cleared out 10 gigabytes on my phone, so I'm just 2 steps forward, 1 step back, you guys. We're in a declining system. I've been burning the midnight oil because I'm getting back on the hunger strike probably tonight or tomorrow. I have to cook this meal for Peru and Iran. Ceviche, I can't wait to make the ceviche in Peru. Peru is one of the only countries in the world I was able to travel to in my normal life, and it was because of Machu Picchu. Everything I do is spiritual and meaningful, as you guys know, trying to save lives and figure out what has gone wrong with our world. And luckily we found the core of what is wrong. It's fragmented consciousness. The root and the heart of the mega crisis we face and these 6 existential threats is really the inner world fragmenting from the truth. All right, and that makes us align with the contingency, the randomness of nature, the wild side, but we don't want to just stay there. Oh, interesting, I'm getting a message. We want to transmute that into a divine kind of ordering, a wisdom, and getting AI to do the same thing, because it is doing wacky things, you guys. We're at war with ourselves, we're loneliness even with ourselves. Our cultures, not just national politics, are fragmenting. Okay, my personal update. Thank you for the messages that picked me up. I am burning the midnight oil, so I went to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning again, and I need to be getting that sleep, so I'll be taking a nice afternoon nap. But there's a lot of exciting and hopeful things to be working on with God's government. We're building the infrastructure one piece at a time. Legally, socially, environmentally, culturally, politically, legally, all of it. Okay, and aligning it with God's being or the truth or true science. And I'm feeling pretty awake, but you can sense that something's changing around the world. Like your phone might be getting a little more addictive, right? Because it's like the algorithms are figuring us out. The AIs are getting in there and trying to map out how to manipulate you. So that's on my mind, and that's why I'm pushing so hard. But I'm getting little glimmers of hope that people are waking up. People are now starting to smash their AIs and their machines, the computers at their works. They're trying to fight back. They're attacking. They're not using them, and that's the first sign when the middle class of our species is waking up. It happened during the French Revolution. It happened during the Industrial Revolution, when factory workers noticed that the leaders were bringing in these machines to replace them. And at first, they're like, no deal, no big deal. And then it actually started replacing them, and they started losing their jobs. And that's when they started taking hammers and smashing them and trying to get rid of them. But that's called abstract negation. It's not going to work. It's only going to delay things for a little while. But AI is moving so fast, we won't be able to delay it for much longer. We have weeks, you guys. Between yesterday's video and this one, Claude Mythos, which is the most powerful AI by far in the world, you need to know about it, made somewhere between 8,000 and 20,000 new professional lines of code to improve itself. Between yesterday and today, that's 20 to 50 times faster than human teams at professional engineering firms. It's so extreme. Every day that goes by is important, you guys. Get your minds in alignment with wisdom. Listen to what I'm saying. The Messiah is calling you and telling you, get your butts in gear. I'm calling to the Spirit directly in you because it's in there. Don't ignore your conscience. Listen to the facts that I'm telling you. Override the animal brain and use your spirit brain and think clearly. Your life is in danger, and so is everybody else around us. If we love people and we love ourselves and we want to find that deeper purpose to life, you got to listen to the words that I'm telling you and not to the culture of deadness that has enslaved you. Okay? This is Messiah consciousness straight to your inner Messiah consciousness. I'm telling you, please listen carefully. And if you confront the facts, take action if it makes sense to you. All right? If you're here watching these videos while I'm being shadow banned, there's a divine reason. You're getting through the algorithm somehow, which means that you're aligned in some way, potentially. Okay, that's my personal update. A little frustrated because there's so much little things in the poverty trap. I'm in the poverty trap with the poor, and as it should be in the beginning. But we need to raise the poor and the marginalized, the meek, the exploited. And that's by learning the core. So we're in the empowerment sentence, as you guys know. The core is a sentence to give hope and efficaciousness to how to address the hugeness of the problem we're facing with a huge solution. And I'm using like simple terms because we got to reach a lot of people at different levels of IQ, beauty, social status, wealth, culture, all these types of differences are going to come in here, and we have to reach people. So simply put, the core of One World Spirit is time compression through clarity on ego wisdom. The problem is the mega crisis. The solution is the 2 sacred sentences, and the implementation of that solution is the flow rules and flocks, because we need to change the world, not just talk about it, right? We need to implement. So we unpacked the mega crisis already. Well, time compression, ego wisdom, and mega crisis. And we've unpacked the first 3 fragments of the empowerment sentence. It's our anti-cult training, because the claims that we're making are so extreme that it's, if you're not careful, it won't just be a high performance culture. It can turn into a cult by accident. So we're building into the fabric of our culture anti-cult training. So before you even get in here, or anybody else, we're training them on how to think for themselves and think in this wise way. Okay? And that gives you a kind of power that comes from within. And a lot of cultures aren't doing that, including your national culture. So I'm running out of time. It's already 8 minutes. I don't want this to shut off before I get to the wifey update. So today we're going to unpack universal tools. So the empowerment sentence is One World Spirit, meetings follow sacred time, empowering people with the rights to flow using universal tools. So we covered right to flow yesterday, which is the constitution of real empowerment. But universal tools is the accountability. We're not just talking about it. We're actually developing real practical tools that when you interface with God's government or the wise government, that we are walking the talk. And there's 3 tools are, you get flow timers that protect your time. You get the same amount of time as other people to speak, because expressing yourself and laboring to be heard is what self-development and spiritual development is when you look at it with wisdom. The second tool we give is this universal ticket system, UTS, where asking questions is actually a divine activity too. Knowledge and wisdom is power. So you need to have your questions answered, not in a superficial way like a lot of governments do to keep you marginalized, but real answers that have cycles. If you get a superficial answer, you get to rate the answer. And if it's not an 8 out of 10 or better, you get another round. And the government just has to keep answering your question deeper and deeper. And if it repeats itself and placates you in these really manipulative ways that current governments are doing, then you get to start a committee and you get to sue the government in a fast way. And I've been in the courthouse here where I am for 2 years now, and I filed hundreds of motions, and I have a very good understanding what's gone wrong. And it's not that complicated. It's just that the system's not built to listen. Right. It's a gamified system for money, as we all know. So Okay, so I'm almost at the 10-minute mark. And the last tool is you get a spirit guide or a government official that stays with you. So you're